Guys, have a look at this. Such an absolutely beautiful little lizard there. So today, what we're going through is, why is being present so crucial? Well, unless you get this, you will actually never get to live. So stay tuned if you want to find out why being present is so important and why it makes such a difference to the quality of our lives. I've just been visited now by a bird as well. Hello, little fella. I am Dan Warburton, a transformational coach who's known for having enabled thousands of entrepreneurs and business owners to succeed in extraordinary ways. I've also got web spaces full of testimonials backing this up, and I'm often invited to speak to audiences of thousands around the world about what transformation makes possible. I now get to live an extraordinary lifestyle, and I want you to be able to experience the same. That was really great. I love that. Beautiful animals. Okay, so why is being present so important? Why is being present so crucial? Well, presence is literally the experience of life. Being present is literally the ability or the practice of experiencing yourself existing. Now, let me explain to you what being present is not, so that you get a better idea of this. And once you've understood this, this will give you a much greater insight into what being present is and why it's so important that you must have it in your life. And once you begin to have more of this in your life, the quality of your life will just start taking completely new levels of fulfillment and fun and joy. Okay, so being present is not thinking about what you need to do tomorrow. Being present is not worrying about how much money you have in the bank or not. Being present is not worrying about your health. Being present is not thinking about anything that isn't in front of you right now. Or should I say, being present is not even thinking. So many people think that being present is just like having your focus on one thing in front of you. And that is partially it, but true presence is actually being aware that you are being aware of yourself focusing on something or one thing at one time. This is being present. Now, the problem is that most people spend their life worrying about tomorrow, worrying what's going to happen tomorrow, worrying what happens if this doesn't go to plan, worrying that their partner's going to leave them, worrying that they can't pay the mortgage on time, and just constantly being in a spin of struggle and worry and stress. And what happens is every moment that we spend worrying about something is one moment in our lives where we're not present. And what happens is in every moment that we're not present, that's one moment of this experience called life gone. It's one moment of life that we haven't experienced. We weren't even here to experience it. In other words, whilst I'm chatting to you right now, I can have my hand on this pillow. Now, as I'm chatting to you, I could be thinking, oh God, I've got to think about what I'm going to say next. What will they think of me? Maybe I'll get it wrong, and all these things, which, yeah, at times I have those thoughts. Of course I do. I'm only human. I'm not quite superhuman yet, but I'm working on it. But as I'm on this video to you, I can be having all those thoughts. Whilst I'm doing that, I'm not present to myself speaking on camera. Now, the interesting thing is I caught myself, as I said that, I all of a sudden became present. I became aware that I was here speaking to you on camera. But what I also became present to was the texture of this pillow. And now I'm present to my breathing. And now I'm present to the feeling of the fabric. I can feel the gentle sort of slight differentiation in temperature on my cheek. And as I practice being present, because being present is only a practice, what happens is we start to broaden what we're present to. Now, somebody who's not present at all isn't even aware that they are aware. And this is, I would say, the majority of people think like that. They just do this thing, they do that, they do this, they think about that, they worry about this, and then all of a sudden, like you hear people saying, wow, your college days are going to go past like that. Yeah, of course they will if you're not present. And now we're getting into why being present is so important. Because if we're not present, life just passes us by. All these things happen. Like people say, I don't want to miss my children growing up. Well, be present, because it's not being present that's going to have you miss seeing your children grow up. Being present is being right here, right now. Being present is forgetting about the past, it's happened. It's not even caring or giving a millionth of thought about the future and what's going to happen. And what happens is that the past and the future just disappears. And when the past and future disappears, then we become present. And when we become present, then we begin to become really still and awake and alive. And in this presence, we get to really enjoy being alive. Now, enjoyment isn't being present, and unhappiness isn't being present. Being present is just the being aware of what is and what isn't. And in the awakening to that, what happens is we end up becoming joyful. It just happens when you start practicing being present. Because as you become present, you become aware of all the wonders of life. I become present to the wonders of this body that I'm in, and that I have this experience of the illusion. And I become present to just everything here. And what happens is I end up being in like a childlike state where I see wisdom, and not wisdom, I see wonder, and I see magic in everything. Like I pointed out the lizard earlier, and then the bird. You know, as I've begun to practice being present more and more and more, I find myself in this realm of wonder. I am alive. And this is why it's so important to practice being present. As you walk down the street, just stop, just recognize you are walking. You are experiencing this miracle called life. You are experiencing the opportunity to live, to do things, to exercise the choice that you have. And as you experience these things, this deepens your experience of joy and being alive. And if you don't do that, you're not living, and you're wasting this thing called life away. So well done for tuning in today. If you got an insight, if you learned something, then click that like button. Let's get other people experiencing this joy. Clicking like is caring for me, it's caring for others, because the more likes I get, the more this video gets boosted, the more this video gets boosted, the more people I get to impact and elevate the quality of their lives, and also the greater opportunity I have of possibly creating a new client and being able to serve somebody to get their lives to the next level, which is my dreams, goals, and ambitions. So, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, or somebody that's committed to creating the best life yet, the best life ever, click subscribe and look out for my future episodes where I give you ancient wisdom and secrets that enables you to truly create and live the dream. Cheers.